Yo, what is up, guys? It's Shady here, and today we are here with our Week 4 game of the UPBA. We are back with the layouts as well. We are back for everything. We're back for our Week 4 game against Coach Tone and his Miami Malamarlins. There you go, Malamarlins. There we go. In case you guys don't know, in APA Academy, we actually we lost to him, and pretty much going into the final week, we couldn't make playoffs. If we had one more win, though, just throughout the entire season, just one more win, we could have had a chance, and I would have played my Week 12 game, and depending on the results of that, maybe I would have made playoffs. So, pretty much anyone I ever face, who I lost to in the APA Academy, if I face them outside of the league, my goal is completely to obliterate them. I mean, I kind of got messed up out of playoffs. I mean, just my last 4 weeks are completely terrible. And, yeah, so we're going to try our best to beat down Tone in this game. So, I mean, to be fair, our match versus Tone, that was probably I think there was like almost no hacks. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. I think I did end up playing well for the potential Trick Room Marina quest at the very end. I was thinking it would be a calm mindset. And whenever he revealed Trick Room, he just had it set up to where he could just win. So, that's a little unfortunate, but, I mean, we're still going to beat him either way. So, yeah, we're just going to read off our team, his team, see what we're bringing, see what he brought, and get into this. So, as you know, our team has stayed the same, no transactions yet. We have the Zero Aura, the Infernape, the Tangrowth, the Donphan, the Aromatisse, the Gastrodon, the Golbat, the Dusk Noir, and the Kyurem and the Alakazam, with the two Zmons being Infernape and the Dusk Noir. And he is packing Garchomp, Tornti, Greninja, Jirachi, Mega King, Diancie, Seismitoad, Amoonguss, Electros, and the Passimian. With the Z users being, I believe it was Greninja. No, it wasn't Greninja. It was Electros, Seismitoad. No, it's glitched. Never mind, those were drops. His two Zmons were Garchomp and Diancie. There you go. Yeah. So that's the team we're packing. That's the team. Both of our rosters. And so as for what we're bringing, we have a physically defensive Tangrowth with a Rocky Helmet with a Giga Drain knockoff, HPS, and Sleep Powder. Obviously, just kind of meant to chip down that Garchomp, chip down the Kangaskhan. I'm expecting the Kangaskhan to low-key bring Ice Beam, so, having to keep my mind out for that, that's a thing. I could also possibly switch into the Jirachi. Something I didn't know in prepping, he changed his team up a bit from what I thought he had. The transactions were not updated on that dock. So, that was a little unfortunate for me when I went into the battle and I saw he had a mon that I had not prepped for, and I was just kind of like, oh, okay, I guess we'll have to work our way around this. Those mons being, let me see, it was, I thought he had Slowbro and Rotom on the team in place of Seismitoad and Electros, but no, he had traded them like way back. I mean, this dock was like a couple weeks behind when it came to transactions, so it was a little unfortunate, or at least his transactions. So you'll see where that kind of comes into play in the battle. So yeah, we got the Fizz-Duff Tangrowth. We have their Choice Scarf Kyurem with Ice Beam, Draco, Earth Power, Toxic. We were able to run Modest. I mean, it just really runs through his team. He has very few switch-ins to my Kyurem, just depending on what he brings. And yeah, so as long as he doesn't bring the Jirachi, we can just lock into either one of our stabs and pretty much just claim a kill. He really doesn't have a lot, and just because Kyurem's so naturally bulky, you can only just take a hit and 2 KOs ever on the field. So, yeah, there's that. We have our Expert Belt Zero Aura with the Plasma Fist, HPS, Fire Punch, Protect. With the Lonely Nature, Plasma Fist obviously for main stab, Ice Punch to touch that Garchomp, and Fire Punch for the, I want to say with the Jirachi. Oh, the Amoonguss. Yeah, the Amoonguss. And then Protect to stop like Kangaskhan from faking us out, because Fake Out does a lot. So, that's what we're bringing on Zero Aura. Just meant to bring a hole through his team. Next we got Donphan with the Ayapapa Berry with the Earthquake, Ice Shard, Knockoff, Rapid Spin. I wanted to get hazards off my field, or off the field. So I decided I needed a spinner. I got Donphan here with the spin, Earthquake, obviously just for our main attack. I started to get priority on maybe the Torn and the Garchomp, and then knock off any item on to try to like switch in, like the Amoonguss. Maybe we could knock off his Black Sludge or even his AV, depending on what his set is. So there's that. Or his physically defensive wall, meant to deal with things maybe at the Diancie, even though Diancie's not physically offensive. We can still take hits pretty well from it, and it helps deal with the Passimian mainly, and it takes a little bit of the pressure off of Tangrowth to just deal with all our physical checks. It helps with the Jirachi as long as we might have to scout for that Grass Knot. It can switch into Garchomp pretty well. Like I said, the Diancie, what the hell? The Diancie and the Passimian. So yeah, it takes a little bit of pressure off of our Tangrowth. Next we have a specially defensive Aromatisse with the leftovers Moonblast, Wish, Toxic Kill Bell. Moonblast obviously for stab, Wish for just to get everyone healthy, keep Donphan healthy, help Tangrowth since all it really has on this set is the Regenerator, help Aggron, and yeah, all that. Toxic just to window down his team, and Heal Bell in case he tries to Toxic me, since I seem to have a lot of people who like to bring Toxic against me, which is pretty annoying. So yeah, there's that. And last we have our Mega Aggron, which is pretty specially defensive. It has some attack investment, I think. Ooh, what was it there for? I want to say... what was it there for? I want to say it 2-KO Garchomp? No, I think it 2-KO'd in a Jirachi, a certain Jirachi set with Earthquake. So yeah, that was our Mega Aggron set with the Heavy Slam, Earthquake, Toxic, Stealth Rock just to get up against his team. He has a Torn, and he has a pretty decent Volt Turn core with Torn, with the U-Turn, Grin with the U-Turn, Jirachi with the U-Turn, and Passimian with U-Turn and Electros with the Volt Switch or U-Turn. I think he also gets U-Turn. So yeah, he has a lot of Volt Switch on his team. Volt Switch U-Turn, so I decided Rocks would be pretty nice. Toxic just to window down his team, Heavy Swim for main stab, and Earthquake just to touch that Jirachi. This is a pretty good Jirachi switching. So yeah, that's what we brought. He decided to bring the Kangaskhan, the Garchomp, the Torn, the Greninja, the Passimian, and the Seismitoad. Seismitoad was one of the mons I did not prep for. The other one would have been Electros. Happy he didn't bring that, but yeah, I mean, I didn't prep really go for the Seismitoad. I really don't have a great switching into it, except for like Tangrowth. So yeah, we're gonna kind of see how that ends up turning out. Kangaskhan, I'm expecting, just a pretty offensive set, Fake Out, Return, Ice Beam, some fourth coverage move. Garchomp, I'm really not too sure. It could be a number of sets. So we'll have to see when it gets to the battle. Torn, just an offensive standard set. Greninja, I'm expecting to be once again just a standard offensive set. Passimian, I'm thinking that could be a Scarf user, and the Seismitoad, I was thinking it'd be some Rindo lore for maybe the Zero Aura or the Infernape. So that's what we're bringing. That is what he's bringing. I think we're just gonna hop into the battle right here. I believe he decided to lead off with the Mega Kangaskhan. I led off with the Kyurem, because pretty much Kyurem just clicked Draco and everything because he didn't bring the Jirachi. And so we can just click Draco and claim a kill. It 2-KO, if not OKO'd everything on his team. Except for this. This was the only problem to that. I mean, Kangaskhan is pretty bulky, and if he brought like a bulky Wish set, then I was completely getting 1v1, or lost the 1v1. So I could not stay in. He can Mega Evolve and stay in, so I just go out into my Tangrowth. And as you can see here, he is going to Mega Evolve, get that baby out of the pouch, and he just going to click the Fake Out, I believe. No, he clicks the Return, yeah. So yeah, he's going to click Return here. He's going to do a decent amount. And based on the damage, I can definitely tell that he was probably like naive or something. No, that doesn't make sense. But this is what it was. The fire blast damage, I could tell he was like naive. And honestly, I knew I could live an ice beam, and so I decided getting the sleep powder off this thing would be amazing. And then I could just swap out and get my regen up and maybe wish pass with the aromatisse later in the game. But he ends up actually packing the fire blast and getting the burn, the 20% burn, because 10% twice. So yeah, that was unfortunate. He takes down my Tangrowth turn 2, and that is just really bad for me, because I mean, that's my switching to Garchomp right there. That's my switching to this thing. And I mean, now I'm with my main physically defensive all gone. Donphan is definitely looking like it's gonna have to pick up the slack now. But yeah, I'm gonna drop the Draco. He can let his thing go down. Like I said, I almost guarantee a kill every single turn. He's gonna go into Grin here, and I thought he would probably be carrying like the low kick or something just by the way he sent that in. I mean, I 2 a KO with Draco depending on his spread. If he had like minimal HP, I could just 2 a KO. So I just decided to go into my aromatisse as he ends up setting up T-spikes, which I didn't completely expect. So yeah, that was a good bring on his part. Here's just gonna go into his Torn T. I'm just gonna click the Moonblast. I thought that was an interesting switch in because I think based off this damage, he was an AV, so he wasn't taking that Moonblast amazingly. So yeah, he's just gonna click the Hurricane here, and I'm gonna eat it up pretty well. I'm gonna confused though, which is pretty unfortunate. If I start hitting myself, this turn could definitely be a nuisance to my aromatisse. Luckily, I'm gonna break through this turn and catch the wish, and I decided to stay in here and Moonblast, I believe. As he just goes for another Hurricane. No, he U-turns. Okay, U-turn, takes Life Orb damage. And he's gonna take a bit of chip, and now this thing's pretty weakened. And luckily, you know, the aromatisse can pretty much take on the Torn minus any confusion hacks if we're at full. So here I'm just gonna click the Toxic, I guess, predicting the swap, which makes sense to me. I mean, he didn't want to take a Moonblast and then Life Orb and all that. So yeah, we're gonna get the wish back, and now he's in with the Seismitoad. I expect this thing to probably set up rocks, so I believe I just swap out into my Kyurem on that. Yep, I thought he would set up his rocks here, and getting Kyurem in before then would be nice. I mean, we get poisoned, but we do have Heal Bell, and we can always spin these things away, the Toxic Spikes away later in the game. So here I decided to go into my Kyurem as he doesn't set up his rocks. And without Tornin, or without Tangrowth, we really don't have a great switch into the Seismitoad. I don't want my aromatisse to get weakened by it, because it's meant to deal with that Tornadus. So we're just going to stay in here with Kyurem and drop a Draco. He does have some special defensive bulk based on that hit, meaning that he probably was like, and we didn't see any leftovers, so I definitely think it was some Grass Knot lore for either my Zera Aura or Infernape's Grass Knot. So yeah, or it was some Rendo lure, I don't know what I said. But now he's going to go down to the Toxic from my aromatisse, and now we're at -2, so we can just go straight into his Passimian here. And I mean, I'm forced to swap out. I do not want to lose my Kyurem this early in the game, so we do indeed swap out into our Donphan here, and we're going to get hit by the spikes and the Stealth Rocks, which isn't a big deal. We don't take a lot, as he just fires off the Gunk Shot. He is going to miss, doesn't make too much of a deal. So I mean, it would have been nice to see if he was like adamant or something, but it doesn't really end up mattering. Here I just get the free spin off. I don't see why I don't. It gets rid of all the T-spikes and all the rocks. It keeps my Kyurem pretty healthy. I don't have to worry about switching into it. It keeps my Aggron sturdy intact. So we're just gonna spin those rocks, and we're just gonna go straight out into our aromatisse here on this Greninja. We have no reason not to, just based on the fact that he's like T-spikes. I'm thinking he's more of a support set, so we should be able to take these hits pretty well. He's gonna click the Scald here. It's gonna do no damage. He's gonna get the burn, which is honestly pretty good for us. I mean, we don't have to worry about getting toxic on our aromatisse now. So yeah, and we do see the leftovers, so that was pretty interesting to see. So I'm thinking maybe he might be packing sub, but he's gonna click the Scald once again, and we're gonna take it. I think I'm gonna throw up a wish. No, I'm gonna Heal Bell here to get off the poison off my Kyurem mainly. I mean, getting the poison off the Donphan too is always great, but I know it was mainly to get that toxic off of Kyurem, because Kyurem could do a lot versus this man's team at this point. Pretty much just came in and claimed to kill as long as I landed a Draco. So we're gonna stay in here. I'm just gonna wish up here, and I believe I just fire off the Moonblast. as he just keeps scolding over and over again. I mean, I guess he's just fine with his Greninja going down. I mean, I guess he just didn't have a lot to hit my team. I don't know what his set was. I didn't ask after the game, but I mean, I guess he just felt like it wasn't useful anymore. It probably died to a Kyurem Draco. 0 Aura outsped and killed. I mean, I guess it helped. Aggron probably took a hit and just did a chunk to it. So I guess just Greninja was a pretty expendable member. He's going to set the T-Spikes though, twice. So he's going to throw Toxicking all our Mons. But we do still have the spin and the heal bell, so it's not like a big deal or anything. Definitely just unfortunate. But we're just going to take it out here with the Moonblast, as I believe he does just go into his Torn. Yeah. Because Torn is really the only thing like breaking this Aromatisse possibly. I mean, with the bulk I have, I mean, I can take it pretty well, but I mean, I don't appreciate it. I am gonna get the special attack drop, which is a little unfortunate, but it really wasn't too big of a deal because now that you got the special attack drop, I know I can live 2 Hurricanes, and therefore I can set up the Wish. And be a little bit healthier for his most likely incoming Garchomp. I don't think Passimian comes in here because I'm pretty sure he's scarfed and he doesn't want to scarf himself in the Gunk Shot with a Mega Aggron in the back. So I think, you know, I think he would just, yeah. So I would think he'd go Garchomp, and so I am able to get the Wish up here so I can stay like at 60% on the incoming Garchomp. But had I not gotten the special attack drop, I would have just Moonblast and killed it, and I would have been at maybe like 40 HP. I would have been very, very weak against this Garchomp right here, and I mean, I think his play would have been the same either way. I think he would have just set up the SD, whether I was at 40 HP or, you know, at this, you know, 120 HP or whatever the hell I'm at right now, and he would have been able to eat the Moonblast decently well and get put into Salak Berry range. And yeah, I mean, I think the play would have been the same either way. Here, I was considering just swapping out of Aromatisse and like sacking something else, maybe try to make some play to conserve Diff and conserve my Aromatisse's KD, but I decided it's just in my best interest to let the Aromatisse go down, and so that's exactly what I do. Now I can go straight into my Donphan here, and I can just Ice Shard this Garchomp. And so that's exactly what I do here. I just click the Ice Shard and end up picking up the KO on the Garchomp, and now all he has left is the Passimian. Although Passimian is looking okay. I mean, however, yeah, I am just gonna be fine here. I believe here I just click the EQ twice. He's gonna close combat here and put me into Papa Berry range, I believe. No. I'm not gonna be put into Papa range. But with the Toxic afterwards, that's what puts me into range of the berry. So I'm going to be able to get it back up to pretty much 60%. I'm actually going to get to the exact amount of HP I was whenever I sent Donphan in. And now we're just able to live another close combat and kill with this second EQ. And pick up the KO on the Passimian to claim up, I believe it was a 4-0 win. Yeah, because Mega Aggron never hit the field, 0 Aura never hit the field. The only 2 monsters that died were Aromatisse and Tangrowth. So yeah, those 2 are going to go down, and that's going to be a win over Tone. GG, there's pretty much no hacks. I mean, not that I can think of. I mean, there's the burn on the Tangrowth. It would be nice to have Tangrowth, but I mean, we ended up winning without it. There was the special attack drop, but like I said, it didn't really end up mattering. Because this play probably would have been the same either way. I mean, I guess had I been at 40 HP, all we had to do was EQ to kill, so we wouldn't have had to set up a SD. But had that been the play, had he just EQ'd, I would have probably just gone straight into Kyurem again. I probably wouldn't have gone Kyurem because I wouldn't have known that whether he was scarfed or not, and I wouldn't have risked it. If I would have went into Donphan, clicked EQ since in case he went into Passimian, and then EQ Donphan be either the Garchomp or the Passimian. If you wanted to hard switch Passimian in for every reason, I would beat it. And then so I beat one of them, and then at that point Kyurem would have came in and ice beamed it and finished off whichever one or would have Draco and then finished off the other one. So it would have been a closer game, like less diff, like maybe a 3-0 at that point. But nonetheless, I mean, he had that game loss at that point. We would have won. So the special attack drop didn't really end up mattering too much. But we went GG to Tone. Next week we go up against Coach Gray and his Los Angeles Valientes, I believe. I think it's Los Angeles. I don't remember the city. But yeah, we're now 2-2. I think we're like +0. We might actually be in a negative diff, I don't know. I think we're like 9th place though on the standings after week 4. So anyways, I think that's so much for watching once again. If you did enjoy, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe as we try to make our run for the UPBA playoffs. And hopefully claim our first championship. This will be probably my second to last league, other than APA Little Cup. I think I have one more league I'm going to play in before the end of an era, the 3DS era. So hopefully we can claim a championship before time runs out. But anyways, I don't think you guys so much for watching once again. This has been Shady, and I'm out. Peace.